Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the best silver gold deals of Saturday, December 27th, 2025. Yesterday was a big day, that's for sure. We had gold up $54 to 4,533, probably headed to 4,800. And we have silver up $7.43 to 79.27 London spot and 79.67 COMEX futures. We got the gold-silver ratio at 57.123, and I think it could take a pause at 55. We'll have to see what happens after that, huh? We've got the 10-year Treasury at 4.13, right about flat. The dollar up 0.1% to 98.053. Copper making a very, very big move, not as much as silver, but a 5% move up to 5.86. And looks like copper is really going to take the spotlight here pretty soon to me. And I have increased my holdings of paper copper. We've got platinum. Look at that, up $232 in one day. And let me get rid of this here. Look at this chart here. Here we have an all-time chart of platinum, or at least going back to 2005. And platinum just exceeded its all-time high of 2,162, which clearly pushed it quite a bit higher to 2,487. I contend that as long as gold keeps going up, platinum is going to go up along with it, and I think gold is going to keep going up a lot. Here we've got the GDX up 1.77%, busting new all-time highs. And, well, it's just been clear for a while that miners were going to finally have their day. Silver miners right about at the all-time high. Let's see, all-time high 85 going back to, I lost it. Anyway, right around all-time highs for the SIL silver miners. Base metals up 2.14%. Do you see the trend here? Yeah, this is why we stack. We've got the natural gas fund, so if you're trading out of one asset into another, and you could see that natural gas has had a high a few years ago of 23.83, currently sitting at 12.81. If you're looking at uranium, all-time high, on this chart anyway, of 125, currently sitting at 45. This is not financial advice. This is just pointing out overvalued and undervalued assets. And is silver and gold, are silver and gold overvalued here? Gold, definitely not. Silver, what we have is an exponential move, which you may or may not want to take advantage of. We have, now I'm going to come back to this. This is the SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity Fund, pays about 3.7% dividend, pretty much like clockwork, and has been in a range between 22 and 29 for, God, these darn pop-ups, for 5 years now. So pretty stable dividend equity on some very, very well-known large companies. Okay, and I will come back to that. Now, here we are on the website, bestsilvergolddeals.com. Welcome all new members, subscribers, and people just passing by, especially you new subscribers, picking up quite a few lately. I see I surpassed 15,000 subscribers, which has only taken me 12 years to do, but, you know, I'm a slow starter. Anyway, welcome all you guys. Now's a great time for a thumbs up. Let's get on to the question of the day, and specifically for you newer guys that are coming to stack, you're just taking notice of the precious metals explosion, or I should say the crashing of the value of the US dollar, which are the same thing in both gold and silver, and probably platinum and palladium as well. For you new guys, I would just like to know what you are buying, and I'll try to pay more attention to that going forward. For you old guys that have put aside your 1,000 ounces, as I've recommended over time, congratulations, you now have enough to put a down payment on a house, to buy a work truck, to pay off your student loans. I don't know, whatever you're doing with it. By the way, they're going to start garnishing your wages on those student loans here pretty soon. So for the old guys, congratulations, you're making money. And let me remind you, you don't make the money until you sell. Now, I've been saying for a long time, actually for months and months now, $75 was a sell point for me. And having a big old stack, I am selling 25% of my silver stack. And I sold 10% of my silver stack a while ago at lower numbers. And I am retaining the remaining 65% for now. So, selling, how am I doing that? I am getting bids from all the major dealers and doing some trades with the community as well. That does not mean I'm selling all my silver stack. That means I'm selling 25% of my silver stack on this exponential move. And the trick is how to not get dinged too bad when you sell it. This is why I have always said have 25% of your stack in silver eagles. So if you really need to sell, you'll get a pretty good bid on a silver eagle right now. If you're selling buffaloes, you'll probably get $5 to $7 to $9 back on buffaloes. We are entering a period here where everybody is going to be selling. Don't believe the hype that everybody is buying. There may be a large number of new buyers buying in smaller quantities, but there are a large number of sellers selling right now. You won't hear this on any other channel, and I'm all about being conservative, and I'm all about telling you what's happened in the past and reading the tea leaves. So I think there's lots of new interest in silver and gold right now, and I think there are people doing some liquidation as well, and putting the money aside for something that's needed. And you always need the fiat dollars for something. I'm going to talk about paying off my mortgage here in just a minute. But for you new guys, okay, the old guys, you're probably selling some, or maybe you're just leaving it to the kids and you don't care. It's easy to do nothing. I contend that you should be doing something here. And I told you what I'm doing. Now, because we are in an exponential move in silver, what goes straight up can come straight down. And if you're willing to wake up one morning and, see silver at $58, then cool, okay, they'll come back. If it goes to 100 and then it goes back to 50 and you don't care, okay, cool. But some of us, have need for the money. For the new guys, what are you buying? And I'll try to focus on that. Are you buying silver eagles? Are you buying 10-ounce bars? Are you buying kookaburras? Are you buying pre-33 gold? Are you buying gold buffaloes? And I will say it again, I think you can buy gold anytime here at any time. I don't know if we'll get a pullback or not on Monday, but, I think gold is the end game. I do not think silver is the end game, and that's just my position on that. As I get older, I want to have more in gold and less in silver, but I always want to have some silver, okay? So that in case I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot. Now, I want to get on to the question, and just fast forward through this if you don't want to hear this, but I've talked several times about having enough value in my stack now to pay off my mortgage. That's always been my goal, to pay off my mortgage. And I'm in California, and houses are expensive here, and my mortgage is still pretty beefy even at my age. So this is what I'm doing with the money I'm liquidating, and again, I'm working incrementally here. I don't believe in big swooping moves, whether you're buying or selling. I believe in incremental moves, and yes, you do leave money on the table. If you dollar cost average into silver, you're leaving money on the table because you're not buying the dips when they're obvious. If you're selling and you're not incremental, you could be leaving money on the table because you sold it all and then it keeps going up. All right, so you can think of incremental selling as the inverse or the converse of dollar cost averaging. And I want to show you what I'm doing with my mortgage. Let me show you this really quickly. And this is an example that may apply to some people, but not others. But anyway, let me see how big I can get that. All right, so you got enough money to pay off your mortgage. You decided to sell some metals here, and don't hate me for saying that. Again, you have to wonder why nobody ever says sell, and they weren't saying sell the last time it was at $50 either, and people wrote it back down to 12. Okay, and I don't think that'll happen this time, but who knows? So if you got a mortgage of 350,000, let's say you got about 10 years left on that mortgage, and you sell, well, what would that be at $75? Let me make it easy. Let me make it $80. That would take 80. That would be 80,000, 240, 320. I don't know, that would take about 4 or 5,000 ounces of silver to pay off your mortgage. But you wouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to sell it all if you had an investment strategy. And I don't think you should ignore the issue of compounding, whether that's in the stock market, the bond market, or Rolex watches, or I don't know, whatever you invest in, real estate, whatever you invest in, but compounding works pretty well. And if you have a mortgage like I do at 2.15%, yep, that's actually my rate, it wouldn't make sense to take the money from precious metals and put it on the mortgage. So what do? You figure out a way to invest it. Now, I showed you that SCHD. Again, this is not financial advice. I am not any kind of stockbroker or, not even a good investor. But I look for conservative ways to grow my non-precious metals stack of fiat. All right, I do not believe you should have all your money in precious metals. I believe you should have a portion of your money there, and portfolios that do have more stability over time and actually appreciate faster than portfolios that don't. You decide what that ratio is, 5, 10, 20%, 25%. You do you, okay? But you need to know how to keep your fiat money growing. And I think the stock market is quite a dangerous animal right here. But I have found a stock called the SCHD, Schwab Dividend Fund, and a strategy whereby I'm pulling 8% returns on that. So what you do, just really briefly, and you guys can email me if you want to know more, and there are videos on this I can link you to. You buy the SCHD, here's like an example, put $350,000 in the SCHD. You sell the calls, 50 cent out of the money, 50 cent out of the money calls. For that, you bring in another 4 or 5% over the course of a year. You pick up the dividend, you pick up the profit on the calls that will expire at some point, and then you rinse and repeat, and you should be able to earn 8% that way. If the market crashes, you get out of this and you get into CDs or T-bills or something, and it'll be pretty obvious when this market starts to crash. But you always have that buffer of that 5% you made by selling the covered calls. Okay, so you got a good 5% buffer there if this starts to crash. But these are big companies that pay dividends regularly forever. Anyway, if you took that 350,000 and you made 8% on your money every year, by year 5, you have cleared enough to pay off your mortgage, whatever's left on it here, and this is ignoring taxes, obviously. But you've made enough to pay off your mortgage, which would actually be less than 350 by that time. It might, I don't know, it might only be 300,000 or something, but you could pocket another $115,000, or you could only sell a quarter. Let's see, no, you only sell 2/3 of your metals, okay, and then let your money work for you to pay off your mortgage, and then you still have a third of your metals running with you. Okay, I probably didn't do that very well, but that is actually what I'm doing. Incrementally selling, building an E-Trade fund, investing in SCHD, selling the covered calls, and letting the account grow until such point that I think, it's worth, it would be immaterial to not pay it off. So anyway, I just wanted to say that since I've told you many times, I'm going to pay off my mortgage. And for those with higher interest rates, then you might just go ahead and pay it off. That's all I got on that. Let's get on to the deals. Sorry to be long-winded today. All right, some of these prices are going to shock you. Don't forget, you can still get your $50 bonus over at Rakuten after you spend 50 bucks picking up free money for whatever you're buying. If you're still buying anything, if you got any money left after Christmas, let's just go on to let's go on to a 1/10 Gold Eagle. Now, I want you to pay special attention to the buy-sell spread here, and I can tell you where they're paying the most and where they're not if you want to know. But at bullion exchanges, you can buy a 1/10 Gold Eagle for $494, you new guys. Look at their buyback price, $445. That's what I call the buy-sell spread. And you might be able to get a little more somewhere else, maybe SD Bullion, maybe Summit Metals. But that buy-sell spread is irrational and just stupid. You're going to lose a lot of money on this coin. That's why we buy these on eBay at lower prices using our credit cards. We'll talk about that in a minute. But if you're going to go first class and build that Yankee Cannon with 1/10 Eagles, you're paying this price, you are out of your mind. Okay, new guys, don't do that. Don't do that. If you got to have this particular coin because you only have $494 in your pocket, there are other alternatives, and we'll show you those as well. And your buy-sell spread, and you should pay attention to that because right now it's very meaningful. You'll notice that dealers are not paying what they used to pay in terms of dollars back a spot. Just keep that in mind. And I got off track. Let's go to an alternative to, let's do the quarter-ounce Gold Eagle. That's right here. And then I'll show you some alternatives. Okay, here's a quarter-ounce Gold Eagle. That is $1,187. You can sell to Safe Haven Metals for $1,081. Oh, well, that's a good buy-sell spread. That must be a pretty good price. Let's see, $1,080. Oh, it's a $100 difference. Here's another 10% buy-sell spread on a quarter-ounce Gold Eagle. What do you buy instead? And again, I'll beat these prices on eBay in a minute, but you could pick up a $5 commemorative. This is a new listing. $5 commemoratives around spot. Okay, $1,099. Their buyback price, and I'm not saying that they don't really have good buyback prices at bullion exchanges, and they don't provide insured shipping labels if you want to do that. $1,061. Your buy-sell spread on a $5 commemorative, also U.S. sovereign currency, really, is only 3%. Okay, this is a good alternative. This is a good listing. This is a good deal. Okay, there's an example of something you ought to put in your memory bank. And there's other stuff you can buy, like this 5 peso for a round spot. Foreign gold is a different animal than U.S. gold when it comes to tax consequences. You might like this sovereign here as well, also fractional gold, if you only got $1,000 to spend. Let's go up to a 1-ounce Gold Eagle, and the buy-sell premiums will be the buy-sell spread here will be a little better because it's big gold. Can anybody afford big gold anymore? Only the big players can afford the big gold. The time to buy it was, between $1,000 and $1,200, and we thought it would never get above, that range for the years that a lot of the old timers been stacking. And here we are at quadruple that number now. It just fits and starts. That's how this metals market works. But sell price $4,569, buy price $4,411. Now that is only about a $150. That may be a 3% buy-sell spread. So if you're buying fractional and you're buying U.S. fractional, and believe me, the LCS will love you. They'll give you a great big kiss on the lips every time you buy a 1/10 Gold Eagle or a quarter-ounce Gold Eagle. Ask them what they pay for it. Okay, and then take a look at the buy-sell spread on big gold, and that's why big players buy big gold. And nothing wrong with this price, but we might beat it on eBay as well. Let's keep going. The place to buy big gold has been Costco, and we'll get there in a second. I'm just going to skip the Buffaloes, and I still like the $10 pre-33 Gold Eagle. That's another way to get U.S. sovereign historic gold at very close to spot, maybe below in some cases. That's a good listing there for the $10 Gold Eagle. That is not a half ounce of gold, but it's a little less, but not too much less. Okay, so there's another way to go if you just don't want to put up the big bucks. For a half ounce Gold Eagle, you can go to a $10 pre-33. Let's keep going here. Platinum, this 1/3 ounce platinum sale, is it still in stock? I don't know why they're still selling these below market, but $8.44 for a 1/3 ounce of platinum, which is cheaper than the price of random platinum maple is now $2,600 over at Golden Eagle. A lot of interest in platinum, and people seem to think platinum is going higher. It's half the price of gold, a little more than half the price of gold. This was in stock. I told you about this the other day, and you guys bought them out. And it's still in. They brought it back this morning. There's about 10. There were about 10 of these in stock. This is First Amendment to the United States Constitution platinum proof coin over at the United States Mint. 2,345 is below spot. You could buy that today and sell it for $100 more. So if you believe that platinum prices are going up, you guys would buy this. But as soon as I post this video, I think these will go out of stock again. Proof platinum United States coins. Okay, under spot for platinum. But platinum having moved so far so fast, I'm going to sit that one out. And I don't want to have, right now I have 10% of my gold stack in platinum. So if you got, whatever, 10 ounces of gold, I think you can have an ounce of platinum. You got 100 ounces of gold, I think you probably ought to have 10 ounces of platinum. Again, just my opinion, just me. But I got enough. I got enough platinum, and I got better platinum than this. I got fractional platinum. So I'm happy. You guys go ahead and grab this deal if you like that. That platinum won't get any cheaper than that today. And will it go down $200 on Monday? I don't know. It could. Let's see. Let's do a Silver Eagle. Crazy down here, 84.72. Cheapest price I can find on the internet from Safe Haven Metals, BU random year. Okay, Cull Eagles, couple dollars less this morning. There's nothing wrong with stacking Cull Eagles. There's a big market for them, guys. And you'll never have a dealer say, oh, that has a milk spot, and drop his price. So there's a lot of logic in doing this. I know Yankee's been doing this for a long time, and I figured this out late, so I don't really have any Cull Eagles. But 82.83 for a Cull Eagle, 100 of them, 82.23, and you decide if you like that. I do like the Brilliant Uncirculated myself. I've got my red light with some caution here on, and you old guys, I would not be adding to the stack here. You new guys, I think you're just going to have to watch for your opportunities and for the sales. And I do think silver someday will be $150. I just don't think it's going to be by the end of next year. I don't think the gold-silver ratio is going below 50. I just don't. I just don't think it. And if it goes, if it goes down to 30, I think it's going to be so fast you won't be able to sell and the dealers won't buy. That's just me personally. I'm an incremental seller, and I think 55 or 57 or wherever we are right now is a very, 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 very good time to trade out your big old stack, some of your big old stack of silver for gold. And I see people doing that. We are in the minority, those of us that are doing that. But realize, ask 100 people what they did when the GSR was 102. Okay, nobody was trading the GSR back there. Nobody really is trading the GSR right here. And you're missing an opportunity, in my opinion. And if you think that GSR is going to 30, certainly swap it out at 30. What do you think? Silver is like our diamonds? No, it comes out of the ground, and there will be more of it coming out of the ground in the future. And we do need more every year. And there's an imbalance currently that is being reflected in the Shanghai spot market. And there are lots of videos, getting you really, really excited for higher prices. And then they're going to dump it on your face. That's what I think is going to happen. So be cautious in here. Dollar cost average in if you're new, and don't get on the FOMO train. Okay. That's why my red light is on. I didn't think we'd get here this fast. And I didn't think I'd have to make all these moves in the course of one day. When you ask these dealers for quotes, they don't get back to you right away. The only dealers that lock in prices are Money Metals and JM Bullion. JM Bullion will lock the price, send you an insured shipping label, and they pay like shit, okay? Money Metals pays better if you really want to lock in a price, and Money Metals does not offer an insured shipping label. You want to send $10,000 of silver over to Money Metals, good luck insuring that with the USPS, okay? So you've got to figure out how are you going to get it there. With JM Bullion, they will send you that all-important insured shipping label. SD Bullion will send you an insured shipping label. Summit Metals will send you an insured shipping label. Not too many other companies will do that, and if you're selling 3,000 worth, maybe you don't need to insure it, but just be wary of that $10,000 level. Make all your sales less than $10,000. Trust me on that. Okay, let's keep going here. I don't mean to turn you guys off. I'm just telling you what I think. Silver Maple here is 83.53 over at Bullion Exchanges, and the Little Lonely Philharmonic is always cheaper. Oh, no, it's not today. What was cheaper? Something was cheaper today. Was it kangaroos? These are all interchangeable for you new guys. 83.52 for a kangaroo. I'm showing you only BU coins. Here's a Britannia, 82.98. I'm showing you only BU coins because that is a common measuring stick, and that's what I like. You can find culls and circulated and spotted for less. The Krugerrand, what was that? So the Britannia, the Krugerrand was the cheapest. I take that back. Over at Safe Haven, you can get a BU Krugerrand at 82.57 and less for larger lots. That's not too bad. Those come in tubes at 25. And now if you want to go upscale to something like a Libertad, you guys with the libs can see that they're going for nice hefty premiums now. That's something, you could sell to a dealer. I'm selling some of mine to Summit. Because they've gone up so much, and there's no haircut on something like that. They're actually paying a premium. So sometimes being diversified into some collector coins can pay dividends. Here's an example of it. The Silver Eagles are, going to be very desirable in your stack. The Libertads are going to be very desirable in your stack, and some other stuff as well. The 50 ounce, vintage bars. Dealers are still going to pay for some of that stuff. If you just got Buffaloes, then you're riding the Buffalo train, and you know what happened to the Buffaloes. Okay, let's keep going here to Costco. Here you want to have an executive club membership, 2% rebate credit card, and you're going to score a 4% discount on some very, very yummy gold here. So you got a Pamp bar, $45.99. You got a 10-gram pack for $15.99. If you do the math on that, you'll see that you're getting that fractional gold at a very, very, very good price. The future is in grams. The future is not in ounces. Okay? Anybody who's into Bitcoin, and Lord knows I'm not, but, have you ever bought a whole Bitcoin? No, you're buying Satoshis or Sakaromis or whatever the hell they call them. That's it. Fractional gold is the future for us little guys. And if you can get in on this, you've both got a prepper item, SHTF item, and something that will appreciate faster than a gold bar. And they have the individual value is good in the retail market as well. Here you can get a Britannia bar. That may have a little upside to it over just the plain old bar. I like bars in assay personally, so I like the Costco offerings. Then they got some big bars. Don't ever, 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 ever buy those. And they got this horse bar, same price. So there you go. Lots of gold under spot with your executive club membership, which costs $130, and a 2% rebate credit card. That's got to be a Visa. The one I recommend is Wells Fargo. Okay, let's keep going here. And junk. Don't you dare buy this junk deal from Monument Metals. I can't find anything cheaper. 55.9 times face. We buying that many, many dollars lower on eBay every day. If you're going to buy that, and don't, get the Mercs. They're the same price. And these are, I believe, average circulated. Can't promise you that. Mercury dimes have a premium over rosies. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh, let's see. Hold on one second. All right, let's see if the spot deal at Pinehurst is still there. And Pinehurst are out of stock. Yeah, people bought those up. Those were $1 under spot before the move. If you watched my video early yesterday, you could have got those. 10-ounce secondary bars. Those are $8.08 at Safe Haven Metals. Any good deals left here? Probably we have to go to the 1 ounce, bars, 1 ounce rounds. Where the heck did they go? Where did my Golden Eagle deal go? Let's check the bars. No, that's at Monument Metals. They're 82. Don't pay that. What did I do? Eliminate? 1 ounce rounds. Here they are. 1 ounce rounds over at Golden Eagle. Going to be probably your best price unless a sale comes up. 80.45 against a 79.50 spot. About $1 over spot. Oh, we'll do better than that on eBay. I'm striking out here today. Let's see if you're buying silver. Let's go to, there's starter packs here. Check the links on my website for those. The rando deal. Charging 83 for rando silver, and they're probably paying 72 if you sell it back. Let's keep going here. How about the kilo? Kilos have been a little over spot. Now they're $25.99 at Safe Haven Metals. The 100-ounce bar is going to be, oh my God, sold out. I'm sorry, I forgot to check it. There's a lot of logic in stacking shot. Notice the buyback prices for your beloved Buffaloes, 7 back, and notice the buyback prices for $9.99 authenticated shot, $2 back, okay, or $3 maybe. A lot of logic. Now, you can't fall in love with shot, right? And you don't want to open the bag, spill it. But a lot of logic in stack and shot. You could do that right now. You pay 2 over, though, at least, unless we find it on eBay for less. I might have a listing for that. Let's see. And Kilo Kooks, what are those going for? The buyback prices on the Kilo Kooks will probably be a little better than the buyback prices on the Kilo bars because it is a collector coin. They don't list their buyback price at $26.14. How much more is it than a Kilo? $26.14 versus $25.99. You might as well get the Kilo Kook, guys, if you're buying this, and I think we'll find it cheaper on eBay. Over at the U.S. Mint, for you stacker flipper guys, lots of good things to subscribe to still before the subscriptions are all sold out. I told you about this one, right? To grab the 2026 Liberty Bell dual date proof silver eagle. I came around to that a little bit late, but now I've maxed out my orders and have 25 in the bag. Subscriptions sold out on this. You're going to have to fight for it on January 20th, and it's going to garner some good premiums in the aftermarket if you flip. If you don't, then you may not care about that. And also, I'll show you this since I put it in the chat room. Notice it's on Remind Me. 500,000 of these babies, and the subscription is already on Remind Me. Historic year at the U.S. Mint. But if you go back to Silver Eagles, and jury's out on this for me, but if you go to that very same coin, I guess I was actually there. Here's the current product. This is the West Point, which is the best point, U.S. Mint. They don't screw it up like some of the other parts of the U.S. Mint. $95, as many as you want. Okay, thousands left in stock. $95. That price is probably going to go to $115 or so here in a couple days. So you want to stack these? You want to buy a BU for, what was my best BU price? Let me go back over here. So you can get a tube of BU Eagles for, where are you, my little one? Tube of BU Eagles, cheapest price on the internet, 85. You could pick this up for 95. It's a proof. It's a West Point proof. It's in the display case. No sales tax. You can get 3% back when you check out through PayPal. 3% back would be $33. So you get those for 92 out the door versus 85. It's pretty damn compelling. But in the aftermarket, dealers are only paying 81 for these right now. When the price goes up, will dealers pay any more? Probably not. So jury's out for me, but I've been debating picking up a box of 10 of these guys for the vault for future sales. I mean, if silver does go to 100, then I don't know what these would sell for. I don't know if that's a good investment or not. I just don't know. So you can give me your opinion on that. I haven't done it yet. Let's keep going here. And I don't want to get lost in my underwear. Was I at the gold yet? For God's sakes. We finished Costco. And now we are on eBay. There we go. There's eBay. Here we're going to use our PayPal credit card, 3% cash back. When and only when you check out through PayPal. Here we're going to use our American Express Everyday Cash. When and only when you check out through PayPal. Okay, 3% cash back. That's how we save money here. Pocket Pinger is instrumental device. You may want a precious metals verifier. You can get those cheap here as well. This is only $35 for the pocket pinger. And a micrometer is a good tool as well if you're buying lots of weird foreign gold. So you don't have to do the specific gravity test and you don't have a precious metals verifier. You can check the weight, check the grams, check the diameter, etc. And you can authenticate it that way as well. Okay, Silver Eagles. Now, if you click the sorts on my website, A, it helps me, and B, you'll get the very same sorts that I'm getting here. A lot of people are using this lately, and what we do is we look at the cheapest one, we eliminate the zero feedback sellers, like this guy, old Arho. Arho's a hoe, so we don't want to buy from him. We're going to go to the next best deal, this BGASC. These are impaired cull eagles. They probably will be from this particular vendor. 1642. Let's do the math on that and see if we can get a deal on culls. And this ain't the price it was yesterday, that's for sure. 1642 times 0.97 with either of those good credit cards. Don't you dare run a balance on your credit cards to buy precious metals. I will send you hate mail. Divided by 20. Your out the door price per eagle is $79.63. Yeah. That's spot, guys. That's spot for culls. You can pick that up. They're culls, okay? They aren't going to be pretty. But spot on culls after 3%. Channel members, well, he's got as many of those as you want. Home run. Home run. Let's try to find some BU Eagles. Those are mystery Eagles from BGASC. They don't even put BU in the title. I don't know what you're going to get. Now we got to read the language. I hate this seller. And they're going to say these coins come in uncirculated condition, which can include toning and contact marks. Okay, I think you can buy that because you can clean up toning. You cannot clean up milk spots or hazing, at least not in a reputable way. So that looks okay, and that's not much more than the culls. What were the culls here? The culls were 1600. Oh, look, he'll take a best offer to boot. So you get these with a best offer under spot. You get these for a few pennies over spot and clean up the tarnish with a solution of baking soda and tin foil and hot water. Okay, home run. Home run. I think you can mess with those and probably clean them up pretty good. And then if you want to get something with BU in the title, you're going to have to go all the way up to this guy at 1689. Check my sort and get your Eagles now. Your buy-sell spread will not be too bad on Eagles, okay? And they will always be in demand because I don't think the refiners are going to be melting them. I think the U.S. Mint is going to go in allocation mode. I think there's going to be FOMO for Eagles. I think the buyback premiums will actually be over spot at some point in the future. And, for me to know when that's going to happen, we're going to have to equalize for some point. This chart needs to go sideways between 70 and 80 for a month, and then you're going to see Eagle premiums explode. If we go to $100, the dealers are going to be paying $7 back on silver Eagles. They won't be able to offload them fast enough. So if we continue to spike on silver, your local coin shop is going to bar the door, okay, because he can't wait 2 months to get paid from the refiners, and he doesn't want to melt silver Eagles. So I can't tell you which way that dynamic's going to go. If the chart goes sideways for a month, that would be a very, very good thing, and that would predict $100 silver. If we spike up, on Monday morning, that would predict lower prices right away, because exponential spikes are meant with exponential sell-offs. Why am I so talky this morning? I'm going to do the maples. I won't do all the categories here today because I'm getting tired. 200113. I haven't updated my chart. 2113 times 0.97 with a good credit card. You're over your sales tax limit in California. Your 2049 divided by 25, and each maple will cost you $81.98 over at the dealer. Let me get a new tab here. Over at the dealer, $81.98 versus the best dealer price of $83.53, $82.50. Save $1.50 per. Actually about $1.25, because a tube of 25 is a little bit less. So you can save some money on maples if you want to buy those instead of Eagles. I would get those impaired Eagles if I were buying this morning, or I'd pick up any BU listing from a mid-sized seller. And now I am lost again. Right there. Okay, so check all these links, find the cheapest. These are all interchangeable. If you're not getting Eagles, you can buy any of these sovereign coins. And they will pay a couple dollars to $3 less than a silver Eagle at the big dealer when they buy those back. Okay, we're looking for Grandpa's junk here. What do we got? We got $2 face. Don't want that. We want $10 face. We want 10 because the shipping charges will eat it up. $10 face. Damaged. I'll skip that. I don't want. I mean, if you want to buy that for melt, that's 49.9 times face. Out the door would be about 48.5 times face. With the dealers charging, what were the dealers charging? What ridiculous number are the dealers selling junk for? Boy, they're making a lot of money on junk. They're selling it for 56. Okay. And some of this will be slick as well. They're selling it for 56 over on eBay. Over on eBay, before credit card rebates, it's going for 50. But let's avoid the damaged and the slick. What do you say? Mixed date rolls. Okay, that looks legit. That is a mid-sized seller. Fair feedback. He's got some quarters. They look just fine. I'm going to forgive him for his 98.1 feedback. Check it out if you want. So there's 52 times face, out the door about 50 times face. That's going to be, about what you should pay for junk today. Here's another one, same price. Here's another one, a little bit more for walkers. Am I getting the walkers and the standing liberties confused? No, those are walkers. He's got some Kennedys, he's got some Franklins in there. Half dollars are better than quarters. Dimes are better than quarters. Merc dimes are better than all of them put together, in my opinion. And when you get into silver dollars, the conversion factor is different. Okay, but you pick that up if you like some half dollars. It's all cheap, guys. It's so much cheaper than the dealers are selling it to you. And if you don't want to pay those hefty Eagle prices, pick up junk while it's still under spot. But again, for the premiums to come back, we've got to stabilize. And then your premiums will come back, and you'll probably make 20% more than the average guy that's buying, Buffalo rounds right now. Yeah, I'm blowing your mind on the Buffalo rounds, ain't I? Everybody told you that was the thing to stack, didn't they? There's nuance in this market. You only learn over time. 50-ounce silver bars, did you know about those? Yeah, they pay up for those. Englehards, Royal Canadian Mint, Johnson Matthey, they pay up for those. There's some advantage to stacking some good stuff. Or if you're trading in the community, which I've been doing, putting some premium stuff in your trade makes it easier for people to trade out. And some people are trading gold for silver, believe it or not. opposite of what I think, but some people are doing it. Here's a kilo. A kilo. Kilo is the new 100-ounce bar, eh? Half kilo. Whew. Here is a whole kilo for $26.64. It's going to be random. We'll stop for a minute. $26.64 times 0.97. You got to have that PayPal card. Don't use up all of your American Express everyday cash, because there's a limit on that. $25.84 for this, divided by 32.15. This better be under spot, or I'm going to be mad. I'm mad at you. 80.37. No, I'm not buying that. Is a 100-ounce bar going to be cheaper? 100-ounce bar is going to be... You got to pay it down a little bit. Ooh, there's that Johnson Matthey. And I'm sure he raised the price on this. This is mid-size seller, 100% feedback. There's nothing wrong with this deal. You'll be out the door in the 78s if you're buying and you want to buy a 100-ounce bar. But I do hope that if silver goes to 100 or over 100, you better get rid of those things. So we're getting to a point where you ought to worry a little bit about how to sell it. So that's all I'll say about that. But under 100, you can still sell it. I want to go back to junk silver because I forgot to hit 40%. Junk silver, 40%. Now, this is, the devil's behind of junk silver, maybe second only to war nickels. So you're going to get a good deal on 40% here. Do not buy this from anybody at the big dealers or Andy Scheckman or anybody like that. This is where you're going to get $10 to $20 under spot on your deals. These Kennedys will be full weight. And if you really want to take a flyer on junk silver, then you would look at something like this. I won't do the math. The fractions are weird. But this is where you're going to get the absolute best deal on silver. And it will be hard to sell. Okay, but if you're a believer in FOMO, a believer in higher prices, then you ought to be a believer in 40%. I am not. I don't buy it, but there are people that do, and they have made a lot of money over time. There was a time when 40% silver was selling for way over spot, and it wasn't that long ago. You can thank the silver squeeze for that if you got burned in that one, but this is not the silver squeeze by a long shot. I'm talking about the Wall Street, bets, silver squeeze, GameStop, etc. And, that works pretty well. I was on GameStop. I actually owned GameStop when it was trading under $10 because I thought it was a good value, and the hedge fund I follow recommended it. And it started going up to 10, 20, 50, 100, 200. What did I do? Incremental selling. 250. I don't know where the top was, but one of my sells was near the top. And then it went back down to 30, right? That's incremental selling. That worked really well for GameStop. Might work the same way for 40% if you're up for that challenge. Let's keep going. All right, now we are at, I'm not going to do platinum, my God. Let's do gold. Let's do the gold eagles. What do you say? A lot of you guys buying gold eagles. I see you doing that. And again, you can buy gold anytime. If silver is scaring you or you're selling some silver, be sure to put some gold back in your stack. I do think the GSR will go up over time. It may bottom at 55, it may bottom at 50, it may bottom at 30. I'll be agnostic on that, although I don't think it'll go to 30. But the GSR, I think, is going to continue to rise after silver makes its move here. I think the GSR is going to go back to 100 at some point. And then you could trade back to silver if you want. Just my thought. Only gold is a tier 1 asset. Only gold. I don't care if, some AI Asian guy is telling you something else. Recognize you're being manipulated. And just understand, you want to use their tools against them, not believe them. Okay, Gold Eagle, 1215. Let's do the math on that. You guys scooped up those proofs. Yeah, you sure did. $10, that is a quarter-ounce Gold Eagle. What in the heck is this one? A proof in the slab? Okay, you new guys, don't buy anything in a slab ever. This guy here paid to have this graded. He pulled a booby prize, an MS69. This slab is absolutely worthless. You'll take this to the LCS. He'll bust it out of there and just put it into his BU stack of Eagles. But look at the price on this, 1,200. What are you going to get it for? And he's a big seller. Again, I don't like his feedback much, but you may want to hold your nose for that. $1,200. He's dumping his gold. I don't think gold's going down. I don't think gold's going down, even if catastrophic things happen, or if it does, maybe it goes to 4,100 or something. But it's gonna keep going up. I think it's 8,000 on gold, and that's a long-term projection. Times 0.97. Look at your price on this. You channel members jump on this shit. 1164. If and only if you're buying. 1164. What are they selling it for? Don't make me a liar. Quarter ounce gold eagle. Very good eagle to stack if you get it cheap. Quarter ounce gold eagle. 1187. Quarter ounce eagle from that dude. 1164. $23 for every gold eagle is what you are saving. That's quarter ounce. Let's do the half ounce. Boy, we smoked the half ounces yesterday. Half ounce gold eagle. 2371. Who are you? You are a 113 feedback seller. Oh, this guy just needs some money. Take this eagle off his hands. 2374 with shipping. 2382. 2383. 2383. This is where we use our credit cards to our advantage. Let people run those balances and pay those 20% interest rates. What you do is you get the cash back times 0.97 and pay it off right away. 2311 at the Delio. They are charging, cheapest price I can find anywhere on the internet. They are charging $23.27. My price, $23.11. You only saved $16. You made me a liar. Okay, I'm a liar. How about a buffalo? Maybe you want a buffalo, huh? If you fly first class, you like those warm nuts and everything. You like that Johnny Walker Scotch? I used to do that. Oh man, nothing better than getting the company to pay for a first class or use your upgrades for a first class trip. You get that long ride back from wherever to California. You get your warm nuts. You get your Johnny Walker Black. And you just enjoy. Okay, I don't do that anymore. Let's see. 1 ounce American Gold Buffalo 48.24. Are you out of your mind? 48.24 times 0.97. This is the first class ticket, guys. And man, are you going to take a haircut on that. 46.79. The Delio is charging 46.54. Look, it's more expensive on eBay. Wow. That was after rebate. That is a bomb. How about the 1.85 proof gold set? These are really winners here. Now they are going for $87.93. And the dealer would, let's see, 3% off of that would be 300 off, would be 84. We'll call it 8,500. The dealer is charging 8,500. That's a push as well. Well, look at people charging full price for gold. Those $5 commemoratives, I don't think we'll beat that spot deal either. $5 commemoratives, where are they? In the slab here? If you want one in the slab, you can pick it up there for $11.50. We'll do the math on that. People don't know about these guys. Times 0.97. You're going to be at 1,115. The dealer was... the dealer was 1,115. Oh, bloody hell, where is it? 1,115 versus 1,099. Cheaper at the dealer. Well, we got to find some good gold for y'all, don't we? Let's find something good. Let's find maybe a pre-33. Where's a pre-33 here? That's where I'd shop today, I think. Um, where's my pre-33? Oh, am I in the wrong place? No, I'm in the right place. Got to have some double eagles in here somewhere, don't I? Here we go, double eagles. How cheap can we get these? Now these are harder to sell. 4,000 bucks. What is this? That's a half ounce. We want a full ounce here. 45.12 for a very fine double eagle. 4,512 times 0.97. That is 43.76 over at the dealer. Oh, I got to go over here. Over at the dealer, 43.76 versus that one versus 44.55. Well, there you go. There you go. Same coin, extra fine. Okay. Oh, and they're even unavailable at 44.55. That's good. All right, maybe I found you something finally. Right there. Let's click into that, see if it's for real. It is good seller, big feedback, good feedback. 45.12 double eagle. It is very fine. Not extra fine. Okay, I'll forgive them that. And if it comes to you looking cleaned or polished or dinged or jewelry grade, you just tell eBay, the seller sucks. He sent me something that was not as described. eBay will get you a return label faster than you can whistle Dixie, okay? Much more protection on eBay than there is at the big dealers. The big dealers don't want you to shop on eBay, so they will scare you away with talks of Chinese sellers and fake coins and whatnot. But you want to buy from bullion.com and see what they're charging, or you want to buy from what looks like their subsidiary, Bullion LLC, at below spot. All right, that's how that works. And eBay is in your corner if you're a buyer. I mean, 99 out of 100 times. If you're a seller, sometimes you get screwed. Okay, I'd say pre-33 is what I'd be buying today if it was big gold or anything else I showed you. And, oh my God, I'm just going to skip some of the other stuff. There's the cards I like. They're all great cards for different reasons. Monetary metals, another way to put your money working for you in gold. It's not gold in your possession, but it's a hell of a good alternative to GLD, as I showed you how fast your money will multiply over at Monetary Metals when they pay you up to 4%. On gold, paid in gold. I wouldn't send them your gold. Hold your physical stack. But if you got some, if you got some silver that you're liquidating and you want to try this, I'm a client as well as an affiliate, and I really strongly believe in letting this work for you. My account is already up. Well, God, the other day it was up 8%. It's probably up 10% by now, and you're going to get those dividend notices. There are some tax consequences to those dividends, though. Let's keep going. The picks of the day. Okay, I think I've probably worn out my welcome here. You can still get your nickels at the bank. They're still 75% copper. Copper's going to $8. Your box of nickels will sell for your $100 box of nickels will sell for $2.50 someday. You could do that if you're an itty bitty stacker. If you want to coin roll hunt them for war nickels, hey, you can do that as well. And you can buy me a cup of coffee. Thank you very much if you like what I'm doing here. And if you want to be on the inner circle, join the membership channel. There's over 40 people there now. $4.99 a month, and you can buy my silver very cheap if you like poured silver. That poured silver will likely be the last thing I ever sell. Why? Because the dealers don't buy it, right? That's number one. And two, I would break my heart to melt it into shot. And three, it's a retail sale. So I'm going to keep my eBay store open forever, and I may sell poured silver from time to time there. Just some beautiful, beautiful artistry in poured silver. But recognize you can buy it, but you can't sell it, okay? That's the deal with that. I'll have to give that one to Cull Silver. If he's still kicking, he was right about that. Okay, and there's a Capital One account. That's a great credit card as well. Click those links there. It helps my channel. Don't forget the chat room if you want to know what the shrewdest and most clever people are doing right now. You can do it right here in the chat room, and you can ask your questions. They're very, very kind to newbies, unlike Reddit or somewhere like that where it's sharks eating sharks and they enjoy making people cry. Bring your questions to the BSGD chat room. It's all totally free. Ask anything you want to ask. Yeah, you ask them if I'm full of shit. Some people think I'm full of shit. Other people think, I've made sense over time. Ask other people. There's dealers there. There's, wealthy people there. There's new stackers there. There's people looking for discount codes at GovMint. If you're an itty-bitty stacker, then you may want to pull out all the tricks to build your stack cheaper than the average guy is by just going to AppMex. Don't you dare shop at AppMex. And some other stuff you may or may not like. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for bringing my channel up over 15,000 members. Or whatever, subscribers. And hey, good luck out there. Do what you're going to do. And I'll check back with you, and I'll be posting updates in the chat room as well. Have a nice weekend.